Dry January, Todd.
Didn't we just do that like a year ago? It's good for me. It'd probably be good for the two of you, but fuck all. You're clearly not going to do it.
No, so I was talking to my friend tonight. We do like this thing where every other week we host like one of us making dinner. And so I went to hers tonight, and she's not been in a very good mood the last couple of weeks.
Why, dare say?
and she goes, wait a second. I stopped eating bread. I stopped having chocolates. And I stopped drinking. One of these things needs to come back into my life. She goes, I am so grumpy.
There's, something to be said for healthy living, but if you're what's the point of living if you're not going to live? Like, you know what else you could do instead of cutting out chocolate, bread, and liquor? Put a bullet in your head. You know what? You'll be just as happy. You're probably happier. Good God. Yeah, that's not.
I was like, you don't do all of them at once. That's not how this works.
I'm abstaining from intercourse while I'm sober and not having bread or chocolate.
She goes, no wonder I can't stand my husband at the minute.
Yeah, booze probably got her into it in the first place.
Yeah, right. That's usually how it works.
No, I like to explain to people, you know what? Waking up feeling so good is great. You feel great, but you never feel quite as good as you do on Friday night. That's the truth. Like,
for me, it's not usually Friday. I'd say like I'm a solid Tuesday kind of drinker.
The only thing that can keep me down or keep me away, you guys were talking about giving things up. I realized, Justin, after our Seattle Kraken trip, that I cannot sustain life on a diet of beer, poutine, and cheese curds.
That's bullshit. Yes, you can.
No.
Okay, maybe not
what
you.
Bullshit. That was the problem.
When Todd eats nothing but dairy and drinks nothing but alcohol, apparently his insides don't agree with that transaction.
Until last time, so...
Not that we won't try again, but
that's right.
There's never been a deep fried cheese that I've met. Oh, poutine! It is.
Listen, is it just me, or am I the only person that thinks poutine's a bit overrated?
Yeah, Kay, it's just you. If I had Todd's affliction and ailment, I would still eat it. I don't care. Deep fried cheese, deep fried potatoes, gravy on top. Sign me up.
Dude, I am carbs and dairy all day long. That's my diet, carbs and dairy.
Todd's gonna live a long, healthy life.
He's a rail. Look how wispy he is. This is what the diet of nothing but dairy and beer gets you.
My BMI is 18, man. Suck it, haters.
Who knows what his heart's doing? It's going like this. It's pumping at twice speed.
But, it doesn't have to pump the blood around all that much. Like, it's not trying to avoid all these things. He's fine. The man's going to live to be 126.
Are we sure about that?
Well, I mean, he'll be pickled, but, he's living in a jar. But
he'll be pickled.
I told you, I come from my heritage. German, Irish, Scottish. I'm built for this.
Wait, that's what I am. I'm German, Irish, and Scottish.
Yeah, well... We're really putting the pieces together. And Kay, I notice you are also drinking right now. So congratulations.
I'm drinking tequila.
On ice, in a wine glass. How sophisticated of you.
It's like one of those, it's like a pre-mixed like tequila and lime. And I just boop, 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 poured it in a glass because it was warm and in my purse for 2 days. So I'm really just...
So that's your work tequila?
2025!
You brought your work tequila to your other job here. Nice.
This is my work tequila.
I just think your Mary Poppins bag that you take from place to place, pulling out lamps and rocket launchers, and then like, well, what kind of tequila do you want? Here? Fancy.
What else we got? I've got 2 decks of cards.
Yes.
1 Lions one.
I'm assuming, Kay, that once you pulled out here's my decks of cards, here's my 3 bottles of tequila. Oh, that's a sex toy. That's another one. Oh boy, this one's got a pull start on it.
What's funny is my deodorant does look like a sex toy.
Looks like.
That has to be some kind of subliminal. It just has to be. Dove is not stupid. They're not a multi-million-dollar company because their soap's so much superior to everybody else's.
No, but you're standing there in the shower, rinsing off, holding this phallic Dove, and you know what?
Wait, are you talking about that? Because I don't hold my deodorant in the shower.
No, we're just saying like the bottle of soap or conditioner or
Got it. Right.
just saying
Fair.
that. Oh, while I'm here, I'm clean on the inside and out now. Thank you, Dove.
God, I've missed us so much. Well, after a long hiatus, we are back. Welcome to Sweat Socks and All That Sauce with Justin K. and Todd, where no sport is off limits and the debates are, as always, very debatable. And today's topic, the most infamous athletes. I'm so excited about this one. The research part of this was humorous, to say the least. Oh my goodness. Just as an example, and nobody can use them on their list, but OJ, anyone? We've kind of touched on this in our little group chat. Quite possibly the most infamous, but that's clearly like a no-brainer. Oh, Justin disagrees. I feel like it's a no-brainer.
It's a no OJ zone. I vote for no OJ zone.
It's a no J zone.
No J
That's fair.
zone.
Also because he's not infamous, he's just misunderstood. I think OJ got a bad rap. I feel bad for that guy. He never hurt anyone, okay?
Is that what you believe?
I believe in the rule of law. I believe that a person is innocent until proven guilty. And guess what? Not proven guilty. Proven innocent in a court of law. That glove did not fit. They had
I hate that. I hate that argument. Who cares if the glove fit or not?
You know what, Kate? You know who cares? A jury of your peers. That's who cares. If they had solid evidence, everything they had was clearly circumstantial. So if you can't convict, you can't just say because you don't like the outcome that it was wrong. I'm sorry. We need to grow up. This is 2025. That happens way too much in this day and age. Oh, I don't like the outcome. It was rigged. It was broken. Somebody cheated. No, it was decided by a jury of his peers. Not guilty. And Todd, don't get mad. I know that you threw shade at him. Oh, yeah, we never hurt anyone. He just held some people hostage at gunpoint. Those motherfuckers had his Heisman Trophy, okay?
Yeah, you know why they had his Heisman Trophy, Justin, is because he was hiding it so that he wouldn't have to sell it to pay the Goldmans, who won a court case, a civil court case, beyond the preponderance of evidence, Captain Rule of Law.
Again, a civil case. That's fine. I feel like OJ basically settled that one. Just to say, you know what? I want to be done with this. I want to wash my hands of it. He put out a ransom. Anyone who could find the actual killer, he was willing to pay. I think it was millions of dollars. That's why he was holding that Heisman Trophy, because he was going to have to sell it at a later date once they found the person who actually killed those people. And he would be able to pay them their reward.
There are some great conspiracy theories around OJ that I love a good conspiracy theory.
Okay, what are the conspiracy theories?
It was his son that did it. I won't get into it because then we'll be talking about grassy knolls and stuff like that.
That's right. I tell you what, jet fuel does not
Melt.
burn steel, and it also doesn't kill OJ's wife. So, and he wasn't in both places. He couldn't be in both places at the same time. Just saying.
Before we get into the real debate here, let's get the latest news from Todd, please.
All right, in my style, I will give you two. The first one just came out today. It's not really a sport, but I think it's something that's relatable, and it's gaming. The classic claw machine that you can find at arcades and malls is making a comeback by offering luxury prizes like smartphones, designer handbags, and even cash money. Game obviously not for kids. Instead, all the expensive stuff inside the claw machines has made playing the game an adult obsession now. So what, you two, would you like? What would make you put a $5 in for one chance to
Money.
Just money?
Money. I don't care about designer handbags. This bag was like, I don't know, 15 quid from from some, I don't know, some
15 squid?
Quid. Yes, I pay in squid here.
What if they had a Super Bowl ticket voucher, Justin?
I would take that.
Okay, see, that's why I'm
It depends on who's playing.
I would just love to go to the Super Bowl halftime show, baby. Halftime show.
Ugh. as far as what it's going to take me to play the grab claw machine, $5. How about one of those the sticky hands that you slap and it sticks to stuff? And like
You pay $5 for that?
those things are
I've
awesome.
got 80 in my. I've got 80 of those sticky hands that you can have because Noah keeps bringing them home.
I will give you 1 squid for all of them.
What's our next bit of news there, Tom?
Next one, this dovetails off of a recent episode. We talked about should high school guys get NIL money. Of course, it's happening in college sport. Obviously, the explosion of it has changed college athletics. But now, a head coach has benched a player for not living up to that paycheck. Tennessee's leading scorer, Chaz Lanier, was benched by his coach, Rick Barnes, in the second half of their game against Texas. 11 seconds into the second half, the coach said, I took him out the first play of the second half because he didn't shoot the ball. The play was designed for that shot, and I told him, if you're not going to do what you're getting paid to do, then you sit over there because he's getting paid to do that. It was a matter of time, right, Justin?
I'm fine with it. Matter of fact, I mean, this is what's motivating people, right? They're going to college to make money. If you're not going to live up to it, you know what? This is the real world knocking. This is a life lesson. This is a lesson. Learn more in that moment, probably in the 2.5 years he's going to spend, quote unquote, going to college before hopefully getting drafted and going to the NBA.
I kind of feel like if my parents had done this with me, maybe I would have gotten better grades, if I'm honest.
Paid you?
Yes.
I know.
And I know
we
we've
got paid
discussed
for their
this.
good grades. It was not fair.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but-
look what I got. And my dad would say, yeah, and I paid you. You've got a roof over your head. You're getting fed. By the way, go mow the lawn.
And nowhere is the word bribery on the pyramid of success.
Thank you for my period of success. By the way, my mom opened it up. I said, you can open that, by the way, because
Right.
I don't know when I'm going to get it. Whenever I go home next, so she opened it up and
From Moxie, Washington.
she keeps going, there's another package for you. I think she probably thinks it was like anthrax in it. So she opens it up. And it's the pyramid of success. And her response was, oh, that's really sweet.
Have you started implementing it yet, Kay?
No, I only just saw that it arrived today. No,
Step one of the
absolutely
pyramid of
not
success.
today.
Acquire pyramid of success.
Not on the pyramid of success either.
Right? Hearst tequila. Where is that? On the pyramid of success.
First tequila, and it must be a very nice tequila.
Of course.
All
And a
right.
15
Lovely.
squid handbag.
And a 15 squid handbag.
I mean, it was so expensive because it came with tequila in it.
A warm one at that. Oh, thank you very much, Todd, for your wonderful news. Right. So besides OJ, we've got Dennis Rodman, Antonio Brown, Mike Tyson, Aaron Hernandez, Floyd Mayweather Jr. The list continues. But I wrote down my favorite top 3. Do you guys mind if I start at number 3?
Ladies first.
All right, thanks. Lance Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
No brainer, right? Once the poster child for his cycling abilities and took a detour from basically glory to infamy, I guess we could say. And he was doping himself up the entire time. So how many times did he win the Tour de France? Was it like 7? 7 times that he won the Tour de France?
He was prolific. He was easily the best cyclist in the world. Right?
Yeah. And
Number one choice, by the way, Kay. Anybody other than OJ. But I did come up with something else. But I'm glad you brought him up because what a lying sack. Well,
too soon.
he doesn't have ball sacks, Justin.
Yes, that's right. Where's Henry? Where's Henry when we need him? There are some people who do, in fact, not have ball sacks. They just have sack.
A singular sack. Huh.
Ooh, too soon? I don't know. When is it too soon to joke about it?
The Uniballer. I think that's what they used to call Lance Armstrong, didn't they?
Oh, God. Right. Who do you guys have on your list? I'll do my number 2 and number 1 after you guys. That sounds like I'm taking a poop and a pee. I'll do my number 2 and mine. I'll get to my other two after you guys kind of share yours.
Well, I just at the top of my list, I see Tom Brady to me is the biggest cheater who ever cheated, and the fact that he got away with it and was able to succeed and is going to go down in history books as the greatest of all time, even though he cheated to get to where he is. I mean, enough said about that fucknut. After Tom Brady's cheating, just the entirety of the Houston Astros. I'm assuming that Todd will have something to say about that as well. But the Houston Astros organization, what really bothers me about both of those situations is that they were cheating, they were caught cheating, and nothing happened as a result other than them getting to be champions and going down in the record books as champions. No asterisk, no questions asked. They're champions. Doesn't matter that they cheated to get there.
Fair. And why is it that sometimes it's okay for people to cheat and it's all right? Like Tom Brady and the Houston Astros. Why is it okay for what they did?
I don't know. It's today's society. More and more it seems to be like people just get away with shit.
It's a good question. Gaylord Perry, who's a Hall of Fame pitcher, Gaylord, he notoriously threw a spitball, which was way illegal in the game, but it was like charming. Everybody knew it, and he didn't really hide it. And
what's like an actual spitball?
That's
like,
a ball, KY jelly ball, a spitball. You put a certain foreign substance on the baseball, and it makes it do crazier things.
I thought you were saying he would go out and like do a little spitball and spit it through his straws.
No, he actually spit on his testicles, and that was so unnerving to the batter that and no matter what pitch he threw, he would miss every time.
He's in the Hall of Fame, and a notorious, at least, rule bender.
Can I say, though, that the worst of all time, my least favorite athlete, the most infamous one that not everybody knows, his name is Todd Bertuzzi. Todd Bertuzzi is the biggest piece of shit to ever play in the NHL. And if you've never seen the Todd Bertuzzi Steve Moore incident, you should look it up. That fucker should be in jail. The fact that he ended up not going to jail is ridiculous.
Yep.
Can you explain what happened?
Yeah,
I can.
Was that the guy afterwards? He's like, I can't believe I shook his freaking hand.
Yeah. Well,
is that the guy?
Yeah. I don't remember if he said that or not. I know that this is it's the Canucks and the Avs, I want to say. Steve Moore of the Avalanche fought Matt Cook of the Canucks, and he serves a 5-minute major for fighting. The Avs and they go on they're winning. It's a pretty big lead. It's a fight-filled game. Well, late in the third period, Todd Bertuzzi sent onto the ice for Vancouver. He tried to get Steve Moore to fight him, and Moore didn't want to. So Bertuzzi skated behind him and sucker punched him in the back of the head. And as his unconscious person went to the ice, Bertuzzi basically grabbed him and drove his face into the ice, like could have killed the guy. Moore knocked out 10 plus minutes. He's unconscious. They carry him off on a stretcher. He did. Bertuzzi ended up getting criminal assault charges pressed against him in a civil lawsuit. Both parties apparently agreed to a confidential settlement afterwards. But fuck Todd Bertuzzi. Like, I mean, I love violence in hockey. It's one of the reasons I like hockey. But you know what? There's a certain code. There's a certain level of honor that they understand.
So was he able to continue to play?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is that, I mean, you think of like the Astros, who aren't even Astros anymore, like Carlos Correa, who plays for the Twins. Every ballpark he goes to, booed, you know? Todd Bertuzzi was booed everywhere he went for basically the rest of his career, and rightly so.
That's intense.
Future topic, should criminal offenses, like you said, Justin, at what point do the boundaries go into like, man, this is a flat out assault, regardless of the rules.
Right. Does it matter if it happened on the field or off the field? I mean, we're talking about, this happened on the pitch. Well, I mean, there's all, say like a wide receiver in the NFL kills somebody drunk driving. Should they be allowed to come back and play after they've, paid their debt to society? I don't know.
I think that's a completely different debate that we need to have, and let's save that for next week, my friends, shall we?
Fair enough. It gets kind of serious, but...
It is a bit serious, but I feel like sometimes we need a little bit of seriousness on this podcast.
What kind of fucking tequila are you drinking right now?
don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm liking it. Kind of a mood in my head. I think my period's about to start as well, so that's probably
Is this the period of success?
the period of success. And the name of this episode is The Period of Success.
We get there sooner or later. Organically always. Love it.
Tanya Harding. Figure skating career will forever be more drama on ice. That woman. Wow. I contemplated like if she should be my number one or not, because holy shit, 2-time Olympian and world championship silver medalist. But her legacy did a major faceplant when that whole attack on Nancy Kerrigan happened, and when
you received the OJ treatment. I think Tanya Harding, I think you're being too hard on Tanya. Have you seen that I, Tanya movie? I felt horrible for her after that. Also, she was way hotter than Nancy Kerrigan, so I was kind of Team Tanya.
And then she got plastic surgery in reverse. Have you seen her? Oh, my God. I mean, she was the hottest thing ever. Nancy Kerrigan, kind of bucktooth, Mr. Ed mouth.
Oh, my God.
And she was. And Tanya was the mutt, right? And so there were two camps. Team sexy, elegant, team the mutt from, she grew up poor and not the most stunning, figure. And then all that went down, and then everybody wanted Nancy to win and Tanya to lose. And she still pretty much denies that she had any involvement other than when she knew. She just kind of helped to cover it up.
Yeah. Again, if you watch the movie I, Tanya, it really changed my opinion about things. I'm Team Tanya. Also, what's her name played Tanya Harding in that movie, Barbie. So
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, that helped sway my opinion. Bigly.
Okay, but that's not the real Tanya Harding.
If Margot Robbie asked me to hit Todd with a lead pipe in the shins, I would hit Todd and Kay just to make sure she was satisfied with my job.
Very good. Do you guys have any more infamous athletes?
I do. 'Cause you guys, Tanya Harding was one, Lance Armstrong was one, for sure. And I had to refresh my memory. And this one isn't on the radar, but it should be more than what it is. It's 1980. Okay, you're not born. Justin, you're still shitting your pants. Her name was Rosie Ruiz. She won the Boston Marathon in 1980. And a couple of weeks before that, she had come in 11th place in the New York City Marathon. These two biggest marathons in the States, right? She wins the Boston Marathon. Wow, this is a relative unknown. The favorite for the women division came in second place, and they put the laurels, hence the term laurels. They put the wreath on her head, and they start interviewing her. Well, your splits and your intervals, and she's like, "What's that?" Anybody that's ran for distance knows what a split time is, what interval training is. She had no idea. But she just won the whole fucking kit and caboodle. And the evidence comes out, and this guy's like, "Yeah, I saw her on the subway that day." She literally started the race, hopped a train, rode it, got toward the end of the course, jumped back out of the crowd, and crossed the line first. And for a week, everybody thought she was the winner.
Who does that?
Rosie Ruiz.
What a kind of sociopath is like, and then admits to not knowing. What an idiot! Admits to not knowing what splits are.
The YouTube video is evidence. Justin, thank you for the homework. The Jerry Burns YouTube press conferences are molten lava of goodness. Check out the Rosie Ruiz. Again, 1980 when video cameras, not everybody didn't have a video phone, but video cameras, and it's available. I hear she just passed away, but she was a psychopath, Kay. You nailed it. She was a psychopath or a sociopath.
Oh my God. It also sounds like something I might do. just to have my little 5 minutes of fame to boost my ego a bit.
I'm surprised that nobody, by the way, as far as infamous athletes, that nobody brought up Ted DiBiase. Somehow that didn't make the list.
And
$1 million man.
$1 million man.
His son,
One of the
his son was in Yakima, and my former coworker, who was also moonlighting as the mayor of the town, was a huge pro wrestling fan and got Ted DiBiase Jr. out of a speeding ticket.
Wow. That is fantastic. But you know what? That's exactly the kind of shit that happened for the $1 million man and his organization. That man corrupted more matches. I mean, the integrity of the sport was almost lost because of him. And if he ever got called or caught on something, he just threw money at the problem and it went away. The only one worse than him was Bobby the Brain Heenan. And what he did with his staff, his arsenal of wrestlers, the depths to which he would sink with them, it was horrific. So.
What are your opinions on? I just watched the movie the Iron Claw.
I haven't watched it yet. It looks amazing.
It is the most depressing film I have ever seen in my entire life.
You know, here's the thing, Kate. Behind the curtain, pro wrestling, fucking sad. Like, there's not a lot of upside of those people.
I went into a deep depression after watching that for a solid week.
What's the Mickey Rourke movie, Justin?
The Ram. It's called The Wrestler, but he's Randy the Ram. I wept at the end of that movie.
That movie, other than leaving Las Vegas, I've never wanted to take a shower so badly after watching a film.
It is beyond depressing, but the thing is that, like, it's because it hits so close to home, because you can see that for so many of our treasured athletes who dedicated their lives to the sport of wrestling and then were basically just left in the dumpster afterwards.
So do you think that the dad Von Erich, do you think that he maybe has gone down as an infamous athlete in the end because of what he did, the torture that he put his sons through?
No, because I think in that sport, it's take a number. There are so many horrible people doing so many horrible things, exploiting people in pro wrestling. I mean, one of the all-time greats. Also, this should be on the list of infamous, although not entirely his fault. Vern Gagne. Vern Gagne was in charge of the AWA, American Wrestling Association. It was based in the Midwest, and basically it was the wrestling powerhouse until the WWF came and took most of their good talent away. I mean, like, Hulk Hogan was discovered in the AWA. Like, the Demolition, Sergeant Slaughter, all of these names. I think Randy Macho Man Savage, all in the AWA, eventually went to the WWF. AWA became defunct. But Vern Gagne was, like, the face of AWA wrestling for decades, and ended up in an Alzheimer's wing in a nursing home, and won the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship belt in said Alzheimer's wing when he inadvertently killed a guy that roomed with him doing wrestling moves. I believe put him in a suplex and killed that motherfucker. Now, keep in mind, has Alzheimer's, doesn't know what he's doing or where he's at, but that shit happened. And that is the legacy of Vern Gagne. Not like, wow, proud patron saint of professional wrestling, what a steward of the sport. Nah, killed a guy in the nursing home, had Alzheimer's, fucking sad.
Why would they give him a roommate?
Because he couldn't afford a room on his own, because that's how he ended up poor.
And infamous. Does it get any better than Oscar Pistorius, though?
I know that
Blade
name.
Runner.
Oh,
Blade Runner,
Blade
the
Runner.
carbon fiber, prosthetic legs guy, celebrated athlete, competed in both Paralympic and Olympic Games. What's this face, Todd?
No, I accidentally shot my girlfriend because I thought it was in.
Yes, in the early hours of Valentine's Day, 2013, Pistorius shot his girlfriend, Reeve Steenkamp. She was a model, South African model, through a locked bedroom door in his home, and Pistorius claimed that he mistook her for an intruder and fired in self-defense. So I've written down a very brief synopsis of what happened. He was charged with murder and other firearms-related offenses. The judge initially convicted him of manslaughter rather than murder, sentencing him to 5 years in prison. Then the prosecution appealed, arguing that the verdict was too lenient. So in 2015, the appeal overturned the culpable homicide conviction, ruling that Pistorius should have foreseen the deadly consequences of his actions, and the court convicted him of murder and sentenced to 6 years in prison for murder. Then prosecution appealed again, asserting that the sentence was shockingly lenient, and in 2017, the Supreme Court of Appeal increased his sentence to 13 years and 5 months in prison. And earlier this month, he was just released on parole.
I was just going to ask you that. It was my face. I'm like, I don't know how that eventually all wound up.
Yeah, he literally, I think it was like January 5th or something. I don't remember. Early this month, he was just released on parole. And people are not happy about it. They're like, he's going to do it again. I'm pretty sure he won't. Women aren't safe.
Pistorius, thank you for bringing that one up. That one that definitely is noteworthy. Justin, I'm glad you brought up the steroid factor in wrestling, because let's face it, Vince McMahon was once basically caught dealing steroids to wrestlers. And if you don't believe that pro wrestling is fraught with steroids, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona for you. And this is what pisses me off, and this brings us to my final, most notorious athlete. Steroids. Oh, fuck them. They can't get in the Hall of Fame. They took steroids. Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, right? This guy won how many MVPs? 7. Is the all-time home run king. And is it pretty obvious, even to the lay person's eye, that he probably was juiced? But then, as we find out later, thank you, Jose Canseco, pretty much everybody was juiced.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
People.
He was singled out, made an example of it. It's like Roger Clemens was juiced. Barry Bonds was juiced. Mark McGwire. Sammy Sosa. Everybody was.
So here's my... This is why I'm like, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Alex Rodriguez should be in the Hall of Fame. They were great players before the steroid scandal came out, and if you want to put an asterisk on their plaque, go ahead. Call it the steroid era. I don't give a shit.
And so they'll do like their whole like separate thing, the steroid era of accomplishment.
Do it. The period of success, the steroid era of accomplishment.
The steroid pyramid of success. Done.
The thing, yeah. Step 1, acquire much steroids. Step 2, championship. It's a small pyramid. Cooperstown should have a whole steroid wing. That's a great idea, Todd. And actually, you know what? It'll be the most exciting place. Everybody wants to go there.
Right. No, even if you want to do that, go ahead. I mean, they just integrated all the Negro League players into the baseball records. How long did that take? Huh?
Yeah.
Finally acknowledge the black guys. Jeez, what took you?
Yeah.
So they all did. All those guys admit, we took greenies and we took speed and we took all this stuff. And nobody gives a rat's ass. One of the most famous heroic sporting accomplishments was when it was pitcher for Boston, Kurt Schilling.
Oh, yes.
Goes out and pitches with his Achilles tendon stapled to his ankle, and they keep focusing on the bloody sock. Oh, my God, this is so courageous and so heroic. I'm like, that guy's got so much Toradol shot up into him. It's not even funny. Like, you can't fucking feel it, okay? And, like, why is that totally cool and courageous? And the guy just taking steroids so he can recover faster and build some bulk. Why is that such a bad thing? I've had LASIK eye surgery. Let's say, oh, no medicine, no modern medicine, no LASIK eye surgery for you, because that's medically helpful.
I was prescribed Adderall when I was in high school and college, and should I not get the good grades that I got because I was basically on speed?
You were focused in at that point, 100%.
I was very focused in.
I think what you need to do is, you know, how you have your amateur and your pro divisions when it comes to sport, organized sport. There should just be amateur, pro, and then steroid or whatever. Like in one particular league, you're allowed to do whatever you want to your body. And you know which one we're going to watch?
Blood doping. Hey, you want a blood dope? All right, we'll have that league of bicycle.
As long as everybody's allowed to blood dope in the league, but think of like how big, how strong, how fast everyone's going to be. That's the league we're going to be watching. Then they're going to start putting robot pieces on them. I, for one, cannot wait.
You
Fuck yes.
right, Justin, and that's why I think steroids should be legal in every sport, because as a baseball fan, I want to see with my own eyes what it looks like to see some mother humper hit a 750-foot home run.
Off a 125-mile-an-hour fastball. You're goddamn right.
The Steroid League, and it's all sponsored by different steroids.
Sweat socks and all that sauce. This Toradol transaction brought to you by America's favorite podcast.
It's already happening. Everyone knows it.
Let's start it. I'd love to see what I'd be like on steroids. Let's figure this out, baby. Let's figure it out.
Well, do you still have any of that Adderall?
Oh, no, that's sadly long gone.
Sadly.
I know. Sadly. Those were the good days. I stopped eating. I lost weight.
Probably could run faster, further.
Could run faster. I was able to get A's all of a sudden. It was incredible.
The Sweat Socks and all that sauce period of success is it's a tough road to hoe, but once you get there, guaranteed success. It's a drug-addled, alcohol-fueled purse full of shit.
Speaking of, Justin, can you please send us out? As always, each week we have you send us out with your wise wisdom. I can't even talk anymore. I've had this tequila. Can you just send us out?
We're in the world of idiocracy, so something smart.
Yeah. Ouch, my balls. Fuck sports. Can I just say that I'm just done with sports in general? I'm so fucking sick and tired of watching them, wasting time, spending money, resources. I should be reading a book, going exercising, spending time with my kids. No, I sit on my fucking ass, getting drunk, watching sports that don't fucking matter. The only thing that matters at the end is that I'm let down and disappointed. There was a time when I was growing up in my younger years where every once in a while a team that I would follow and root for would do something spectacular. Win a big game, win a championship. I've seen a World Series in person. I've seen national championships. But as of late, fuck all. All the teams that I would root for, they suck. And what a waste. Why would I invest any more time, energy, or resources in rooting for teams that don't win? I don't think just cheering for the laundry because it's the right color is in my wheelhouse anymore. I'm sorry, because I know this is a sports-related podcast, but I'm just so fucking sick and tired of every time I like a team, they shit the bed. And I don't know what it is. Some teams have a horseshoe up their ass, and they always win the big game. Or when it comes clutch, something miraculous happens. For my teams, it's the exact opposite. A fucking field goal gets missed, an easy field goal gets missed. It's like when you're a kid, and every time you hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Jingle Bells, you just get so excited. The Christmas spirit rifles through your body. And as you get older and older, you just get more and more annoyed. You know why? Because you've fucking seen it or heard it over and over and over again. It just loses its luster. And when you watch the same shitty fucking teams just do the same shitty fucking thing over and over and over, it just loses its luster. I commend Todd for still being a Mariners fan. Because, my God, when I hitched my wagon to that shit show a few years ago, I thought this was going to be fun. It's just more misery. It's just more of my personal time that I'm invested in something that just fucking pisses me off. So why bother? I'm done. Fuck you. Fuck sports. I need to start drinking again. Is it January 31st? Is it February 1st yet?
I'm having a hard time arguing this.
In the last year, kind of coincides with how long we've been doing this. I will no longer just ride a game out till the bitter end. And I always prided myself on that. Hope. Keep hope alive, Jesse Jackson. Now I'm like, nah, this game's fucking over. I'm going to bed. I have too much shit to do. I do not have the energy anymore to keep on hoping for what's probably inevitable.
And that being said, everyone on this podcast, each and every one of us is going to experience that kind of loss and that stinging pain in the next couple of weeks.
And can I also add that, Justin, you still owe us a wonderful photo of you in whipped cream.
Oh, you're
I'm glad that you brought that up, Kay. I was going to try to see if we could somehow parlay this into a more interesting bet with the Super Bowl, but now then again,
bite
I
me.
don't care, and it's not going to matter. Yeah. Also, I would like to just point out that I may have done some damage to myself over the holiday break, so I was hoping a grace period where I could maybe try to get myself a little more and a little less, because I don't think I can afford as much whipped cream as I would need as of early January. Can you give me till like mid-February to really to try to get myself back into fighting shape?
Excuses. You have until the end of January. Maybe if you send us this video, maybe we'll get more followers. Please make this happen for us. You can watch our show on YouTube at Sweat Socks Pod. And if you want to get in touch, feel free to send us an email at sweatsockspodcast@gmail.com. Till next time.
Stay better.
It's been so long, I don't even remember what we say here.
Stay sweaty. Sweat Socks and All That Sauce is hosted by Todd Lyons, Kay White, and Justin Michaels.
Our theme song made by Pat Leonards.
And the album artwork is by Mike Willis.